on your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Getting it going. I guess it's time to get back to work now. Life returns to, well, not normal, nowhere near normal, but past the three-day weekend, past the celebration of our nation's birthday, and past all the barbecues, at least for this weekend, until the next barbecue comes up this upcoming weekend.
There you
go. That's right. And I think we got a full slate of our usual hosts on with us throughout the entire week. So good to be with you on this Monday on Halftime. Phil Elson here, along with Matt Smackdown Jenkins and Matty T.
You don't have the beach view anymore.
No, unfortunately, I don't. No, that's. I guess I could only do it for a week, and then I started to feel bad about bragging to you guys every time I went on the air. So, no, actually had a really nice weekend with the kiddos. As you know, we were in North Carolina over the weekend or last week at the Outer Banks, and so. I mean, we've had to change our plans, just like everybody's had to change their plans. Initially, the thought was we were going to fly with my sister, her husband, and their kids to Oregon and spend a couple of weeks there. But the family didn't make it out to North Carolina. They were a little bit nervous to fly, so they decided to cancel their end of the trip. We ended up not flying to Oregon with them and instead drove up through Washington, D.C., and stayed there on July 4th, me and the two kiddos, before getting up to Pittsburgh yesterday. So I'll be here for the next couple of weeks, just where I was for most of April and a chunk of May, doing the show inside my old bedroom, which my 8-year-old son is now counting as his own bedroom, which I think he realized it would be a radio studio at the same time. So it was a good weekend, good long weekend. I have to say I'd never been in Washington, D.C. on July 4th. My kids had never been to Washington, D.C. There was nowhere near as many people as I would have expected to be in our nation's capital on Independence Day. And very interesting times to be in Washington, D.C., especially staying at a place that was about 8 to 10 blocks away from the White House. And, I mean, we didn't really have no chance to go inside anything or even get very close to some of the monuments and important buildings right there on the National Mall. The perimeter around the White House has been extended far out. Of course, there are plenty of protests going around there. So my kids' first experience viewing the White House in person was through a ton of signs, lots of chain link fence, and from much further out than before. Much different than my experience going to the White House as a kid, where I actually got a chance to go inside the building. I remember then, and this must have been 1985 or 86, I thought I was going to meet Ronald Reagan inside the White House then, and that he would call me over and ask what we're supposed to do about this whole inflation thing. It'd be a little bit different these days. You can't get anywhere near the White House. But we had a good time, and now it's back to work, and it's good to be with you guys. I guess, you were a little surprised at the look when we got on our Skype and our FaceTime today.
It is quite the look.
I'd made a threat a few weeks ago after growing out the beard and mustache all the way that I was going to go with some kind of a funky design, which I've done. Would you like to do the description, Smackdown, and tell everybody on radio what it is that I look like?
Well,
because this is the first time ever that I think I have frightened Smackdown instead of the other way around.
Did you say the rejected member of the Village People?
Either that or when I saw when I first saw it, my mind immediately went to Major League.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm blanking on the guy's name right off.
Clue Haywood.
Clue Haywood, yes, thank you.
When he sneezes, it looks like a party favor.
Yes. Either that or Matty T made probably the best description of what you represent. What was that? The
rejected member of the Village People?
No, the biker gang. What, the Pee Wee Herman?
Oh, yeah. I was saying that I would hate to accidentally knock his motorcycle over outside of a bar and then have it cause a chain reaction and like dominoes.
Well, it's a prime example of looks deceiving because I would not know what to do getting on a motorcycle.
We've got the video stream, and I guess Ma and Pa Elson still have dial-up because you're a still frame right now for anybody trying to check it out themselves.
Oh, am I? No, that would be the little connector I have for this thing. It's not them.
If you had the black vest and the like the fringe, different things like that, it'd be a completely different. Like, I'm not frightened. I'm just a little. Like, if you come at me, I might have to swing.
Like a spider monkey?
Yeah, like a spider monkey. But if you came in here with the all black vest and fringe breeches and leather pants and everything, it's on like Donkey Kong after that.
Well, the kids are the ones that told me whether or not I could keep this, and they loved it. In fact, this horseshoe mustache that I have, I guess I would make. You got to have a little bit of artistic quality to these things in order to get it into the right shape. My daughter Sadie loved it. This was her idea. We picked it off of the facial hairs, the facial hair style guide. So I'm going to go with this.
According
for a
to
while.
the Centers for Disease Control, their
That's
official
right.
list.
This is officially called the horseshoe mustache. Officially, just like Hulk Hogan wore for all those years.
What you gonna do, brother?
That's right. So now I'm finally able to frighten people. Until I frighten the kids, I'm going to keep this thing on.
What does
He needs to dye it like bleach it white, but still have the 5 o'clock shadow brown.
Yes, either that or I think you need to keep letting it grow out and then like Wyatt Earp and Tombstone and do the
where you can like twist them.
You can twist it, and then it starts. Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this stuff in the next few months because, honestly, we have a little bit difficulty having fun these days in sports radio with no sports. And whatever optimism you have about college football season starting on time, you still have to have some trepidation as to whether or not it's actually going to happen. So this is going to be fun for me until sports returns. I'll just do a different hairstyle or facial hairstyle each month. Sad news to report before we got on the show, I guess.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer Charlie Daniels has passed away at the age of 83 due to a stroke.
Country music legend. And it's any music fan. I mean, everybody, whether you like country music, classic rock, whatever, you've heard the song that Matty T's playing in the background, and a true icon in the country music industry, and sad to see him go.
Now, I know I've heard some of the other songs by Charlie Daniels and his band, but I don't know the names of those songs. And really, the one area where I remember him from is from Urban Cowboy, which is one of the great late 70s movies with Travolta and Deborah Winger. And that's where I realized you could actually play a guitar while it's on your knees instead of holding it like I always thought somebody was supposed to hold a guitar. That's 83 years old. And made one of the most famous songs in the history of. I think I wouldn't even just put that in the country music category. Really, just in American music overall. Long life well lived, and lots of admirers.
In the '90s, wasn't there like another version of this song? Like I just know that this was a hit
I don't know
again
that
in the
version.
'90s on the radio.
This is a version of a song that doesn't need to be remade.
Yeah.
It's just there's certain things that don't need to be remade. I thought Bad News Bears was one of those things.
Oh.
I would put Devil Went Down to Georgia on that list, too. There's no reason to remake these things. They were perfect the first time they came out.
There was a country music group, that Home Free's done a remake with, and they had Charlie Daniels in there as well. Probably one of my favorite renditions, and it's not, and like you said, it's kind of, you don't want to see the renditions of it, but the Zac Brown Band did a version of this, and they did this fiddle part that you're hearing on an acoustic guitar. It was absolutely insanity, just how they were doing it. It was crazy. He's one of my favorites. He's top 5. I have a good friend of mine, and he was on Halftime, Ryan Harmon. This was 2 or 3 months ago, right when the coronavirus and everything started coming about. But he got to interview him on a Country Fried podcast, and he's one of the most genuine people to interview. I mean, he was very open with what he wanted to talk about, and he's a true icon for sure.
Well, plenty to get to on the show today. Some Razorback news, including a Razorback quarterback commit for the 2021 class who is already now decommitted. Plus, we've got Connor O'Gara coming up in about 20 minutes from Saturday Down South. Some words of caution from the governor of South Carolina about the danger throughout his state, and he's possibly even thinking about saying no college football if the numbers continue to rise, and in his words, the danger persists. Might have to talk about that in about a month or so, but we'll bring that up as well. Hot dog eating contest, is it a sin? Does it even matter? Peter King thinks so. Madison Bumgarner not happy with the universal DH. Baseball got a little issue right now with the testing for COVID-19. These tests are not being turned around as quickly as they thought, and even some teams having trouble administering the test. Plus 3 up, 3 down. Your calls and texts, 877-377-6963 on National Fried Chicken Day. What's your favorite fried chicken? I got one for you after the break. Stay tuned.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Craft.
You know what ketchup is? It's high fructose. It is pure sugar. Do you think fructose is good for you, Ty?
Doesn't sound like it, Clay.
And it is not. It is not good for you. It is not good for the steak. That's what you put on your steak. Corn frickin' syrup.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Are your real estate investments being properly managed? Are you sending a check or cashing a check each month? If you're tired of your current property managers, then call Trinity Multifamily. Trinity will qualify your tenants and leases, inspect your properties, and take care of maintenance and provide you with web-based access to current financial reports, leases, and pictures of your property. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday. Still serving all the 906 specialty items with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination. Following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
July is here, and at Frank Rowe Furniture, we're celebrating all month long with our Made in the USA furniture and Speed Queen washers and dryers on sale. Also on sale is our GE French door refrigerators, gas and electric ranges, and dishwashers. We also have new in-stock stainless steel 36-inch ranges, double French door refrigerators, vent hoods, and stainless steel dishwashers for all your custom building needs. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing, and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Baseline drive. Sills feeds Joe left corner. Step back. 3 on the way from Isaiah. Perfect. Nothing but the bottom for Joe. And the Hogs are up 45-28.
I've been saying he's the best shooter in the country.
Back on Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Smackdown Jenkins, Matty T. It's 877-377-6963 to get with us. I mentioned it is National Fried Chicken Day. My favorite is Gus's.
I was going to say the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That was life-changing fried chicken. The first time I ate it in Memphis would have been about, 12 years ago.
Yeah, they had one downtown on President Clinton. That's one thing I miss is having.
Never done Gus's fried chicken.
It's good.
When I used to live in West Little Rock, they had the second location out that way, and I'm going to tell you what. I put on some weight just eating there at Gus's Fried Chicken. They've got the peppery coating that they put into the batter, and it is absolutely perfect. Really, it's the best fried chicken I've ever had.
Probably for me, I've never really went to had fried. I mean, I've had fried chicken, but I don't seek out fried chicken. If that does that make sense? But probably
I do.
Probably the best for me, Hattie B's in Nashville was probably one of my favorites.
And I'm a fan of Hattie B's, but I experienced too much pain eating that stuff. Even the hot. We didn't even go the hottest. The shut the cluck up. We got the hot stuff, and it was painful. Not just while eating it, but the day after, even more so.
Well, you got a mustache now that can combat all that pain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this also is a flavor saver, which saves the heat. That can be part of the problem. You don't want that, going up your nostrils as much as a flavor saver helps with.
Can you give me your best Clue Haywood impression, right quick?
Let's see. I'm gonna light your ass up, meat. How's that?
Yeah, that's good. I just needed to see it.
Where do you think you're going, meat? About 90 feet.
Oh,
boy. That's right. All right, so I guess we assumed that this would happen sooner or later after David Patrick is hired by Eric Musselman as the new top assistant, being that he is an Australian native. And now you're starting to see an offer go out to a top player from the continent. 6'11" forward David Okwara, who's from Melbourne, Australia. First reported Arkansas offer made by David Patrick in the 5 days that he's now been on the job. So that didn't take very long.
No.
Well, and I don't know enough about Australian basketball to know whether or not it's a diamond mine, but I know it's a country that enjoys basketball. They've got some history with the sport. They've got a league as well, and there's got to be some Australian athletes looking to make the jump over here to the States. And now you've got somebody that maybe they can trust initially, somebody who knows what it's like to make that move from Australia to the United States to play basketball. Of course, Patrick played at Syracuse and Louisiana Lafayette. So, and this guy's got offers from Mississippi State and Wake Forest, Utah. There's 3 pretty good programs there. Interest from some other top-notch blue blood style programs. Average a double-double in helping his team win the 20 and under Australian Junior Championships. So maybe we'll see a few Australian players come to Arkansas while Patrick is the top assistant.
You can look at the NBA, which, I mean, there's a difference between that and college basketball. But when you look at notable guys with Australian descent, I mean, obviously Ben Simmons is going to be the one that probably everybody will go to first. Andrew Bogut, formerly with the LA Lakers, Patty Mills, Dante Exum, Matthew Dellavedova. The interesting one that I never really realized, and he's not technically Australian, but he was born in Melbourne, and that's the Brooklyn Nets, excuse me. Kyrie Irving. His dad was playing in Australia, so technically he came from Australia. So lots of good Australian talent. And that's a good footprint too, because if you can start getting some players internationally, and those kids are tough, and especially when you play the FIBA way and different ways of basketball, those cats are tough, and they play a tough brand of basketball. And it seems like that's what Eric Musselman wants to recruit to his program. Maybe not necessarily that tough of a player, but having that willpower to get the job done by any means necessary.
Well, and anybody 6'11" hopefully will be playing tough style basketball anyway. But I think you make a good point there. And it's interesting too because Patrick was responsible for bringing Ben Simmons or recruiting him to LSU. Already had a relationship with him as his godfather. But he also was the assistant coach at St. Mary's that brought Patty Mills to the Gales.
Yeah.
So he's got this history with Australia and players in the States that have had success at the collegiate level. And you would assume that sort of focus or some focus of recruiting from him would go in that direction. Not like Australia is going to become the next hot spot for Arkansas, but it might be a little bit of a warm spot for Arkansas.
You can't ever turn down a player that's 6'11". I mean, if he wants to come to you, you always want the talent. There's players out there, and maybe like you said, it's not necessarily a gold mine probably of basketball talent, but you'll find those diamonds in the rough that fit your program to a T that may not fit like, say, Kansas per se, but they fit it perfectly for what you think this player could be at Arkansas. Hopefully he'll be that guy, and it's just another guy that's over 6'8", whereas last year we were begging for people to be here that were over 6'8". So he'll fit if he wants to come to Arkansas. He'll fit in nicely, and depending on what this team looks like next season, he'll fit in perfectly with this style of a team.
Other Razorback-related news: Landon Rogers, who had committed to Arkansas out of Parkview as one of the quarterbacks for Sam Pittman's 2021 class, has reopened his recruitment. So there's the first decommitment for the 2021 class. That did not take very long. I think he's only been verbally committed now for 3.5 months, if that. And remember, there have been more verbal commits in the spring of 2020 than in the spring of 2019 and 2018 combined. So that's going to mean you're going to see a season of decommitment, and that's pretty much been confirmed by all of the recruiting experts that we talked to. Certainly, we'll be talking with Nikki Chavanel about this tomorrow. And you wonder why Rogers decommits from Arkansas so quickly. Does it have anything to do with Lucas Coley? I would imagine so. I think the quarterback position at Arkansas is going to be very difficult to break through in the next 2-3 years. Now, you got Felipe Franks this year, and conceivably could have him for a second season if he does apply for a medical hardship waiver. So then potentially you get Franks for a second year. You have Coley signed up for 2021 or committed for 2021. And then you can't forget about Malik Hornsby and KJ Jefferson. Jefferson may get a chance to compete for the job for this upcoming year. Not like I think he's got much of a chance, but you read a lot about Malik Hornsby. Hear some of the experts about Hornsby. This could be a quarterback in the future for Arkansas, and certainly Lucas Coley sounds like the same thing. So maybe Rogers might be looking for, I don't know, a place where the competition might not be so stiff for playing time, because I think it'll be tough for any of these quarterbacks to break through.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this thing plays out. I was surprised at first to hear decommitted, just because everything you've heard up to this point, everybody's just so pro Sam Pittman, and as they should be. But you're right. I mean, this probably has nothing negative, anything at all about Sam Pittman. It's probably just the current state of how many quarterbacks are at Arkansas right now that are going to be fighting for playing time. I think it's widely assumed. I don't think it's confirmed by any stretch of the means, but widely assumed that's going to be Felipe Franks under center game one. I still think that there could be a chance that a KJ Jefferson might make some noise. It's going to be interesting to see, though, kind of how this plays out. Maybe not necessarily this season, but as this moves forward next season, because if you assume Felipe Franks is gone after this year, like you mentioned with the hardship waiver that he could possibly apply for, if he stays, that's 4 quarterbacks fighting for one spot, or 4 quarterbacks fighting for 2, starting in the backup. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Hornsby or KJ Jefferson, one of them's not going to be on the short end of the stick eventually.
Hornsby just seems like the guy that may end up being the quarterback for the future. But
I agree.
As of right now, it's not going to be Landon Rogers. Other news involving Arkansas commits, baseball-wise, David Calabrese became the 3rd of the 2020 class for Dave Van Horn's team to sign with a professional club. The Angels signed him to a $744,200 signing bonus, which was equal to the full slot for pick number 82 where he was selected. That makes all 3 of Arkansas's commits that had been drafted. They have now gone the professional route. Mason Wynn, Tank Hentz, both with the St. Louis Cardinals. I did see a nice tweet from Mason Wynn, and really a nice tweet from the baseball account just congratulating the kids who never played a game for Arkansas but had committed to the program and wishing them their best in their professional baseball careers. And Mason said, Razorback at heart for life. That's
Absolutely.
Nice to see.
Very nice to see.
Good luck to all of them. And Hogs will end up in Omaha without him anyway. How about that? Somebody texts in here, wants 3 reasons that Jacob Nesbitt will win the Golden Spikes. I can give you one reason at the top here, and that's hair flow. He's got absolutely fantastic hair. I'm going to have to figure out some other reasons why Nezzy could be a Golden Spikes candidate. Good glove man. I think we're going to see him improve with the bat. And don't shave the hair, and don't go with a horseshoe mustache, Jacob. You're too nice to look scary. Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South talking college football when we return on halftime. Stay tuned.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
It could be a routine drive to pick up the kids after school or an epic road trip across the country. No matter where your travels take you, we know those miles count. We're Marathon. We have over 5,700 stations across our great nation. Our people are working hard every day to provide you with quality top-tier gasoline to improve engine performance and fuel your life. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
To feel the calming effects of nature, take a deep breath. In and out. Every breath makes you feel closer to nature. And every sip makes nature feel closer to you. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing Ultra TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to WaveRuralConnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
We're here to tell you about Boost Mobile's new upgraded network.
That's right. Stronger signal, faster speeds, and more coverage.
So now you can get everything you want faster, like Pitbull's music.
No, the new upgraded network means you can download music faster than ever before. It doesn't mean that it will make Pitbull songs faster.
Oh, so this isn't the song.
No, this is the song.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Step up with Boost Mobile's new upgraded network. Stronger signal, faster speeds, more coverage than before. Switch and get 4 unlimited lines for $25 per line per month and 4 free LG K51 phones. Access to upgraded network requires compatible device. New customers only. 4-line offer requires at least 1 port and activation from eligible carrier. Free phone limited to 1 per line while supplies last. Customers using more than 35 gigabytes of data during billing cycle may be deprioritized during times of congestion. Offers and coverage not available everywhere. Additional terms and restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com or retailer for full details.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
High drive way back into right field. You can kiss that one goodbye. That cleared the video board. Heston Kjerstad with a grand slam. Welcome back to Halftime on a beautiful Monday across the natural state. Phil Elson, Matt Smackdown Jenkins, and Matty T. Let's go to the phones where our friend Connor O'Gara joins us from Saturday Down South. Connor, did you have a good long weekend? What'd you do?
You know, it was. I wasn't on vacation last week like you were, but you know, I was grinding. I was working hard. No, I'm kidding. I was on vacation the week before, so I can't say anything. But no, it was nice. Got to hang out with my wife and do some things in the Orlando area. That, you know, got to go to a couple of our favorite outdoor places. We were able to distance and whatnot. I mean, obviously, like, we watched Hamilton on Disney Plus over the weekend, so, you know, pretty much every basic thing that your average 30-year-old guy without kids is doing right now.
Smackdown, Matty T, did you guys watch Hamilton too? I say I did it, and I was happy to do it, and it was lovely. So
I did. I loved it. Smackdown didn't watch it, though, so he wasn't able to talk to me about it. Okay, Smackdown, I was eating a banana, and when you asked that, I spit the banana out so I could answer your question. And Smackdown thought that was the funniest and most disgusting thing you'd ever seen.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed Hamilton. I wish I could have seen what
Let
you
me
guys
ask Connor,
did
so,
there.
I know the Hamilton phrase, like, I'm a Broadway, I love musicals and stuff like that. What can I expect watching Hamilton tonight?
I mean, it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So
it's long.
I think you got to break it up over 2 nights. That's just me. But I mean, it's a really cool, unique musical. And I'm not per se like a musical guy. I've been to a few shows in Orlando here. You know, I've seen The Lion King, Mean Girls, Legally Blonde, all your typical top Broadway hits, of course. That I've seen down here. So I thought it was different from that regard. I know a lot of people have said, like, you know, it's much better in person, blah, blah, blah. I think they're just upset that everybody can see it on Disney Plus now. But I think it was good. I think it's a very unique way to tell a story. And I had moments where I'm like, wait a minute, was this actually how it happened back in, you know, when Alexander Hamilton is making his rise? But I thought it was entertaining. I think it's a touch overhyped. I think people are obsessed with how unique it is, but the people in it, unbelievably talented, as any people I've ever seen in a musical. And the lines that they have to memorize are just, I mean, it's absurd.
Smackdown, you're already living your life the way Hamilton did, because ever since you took this job, you have not thrown away your shot. Let's just put it to you nice and easy. You're doing a great job. Connor, I got a very simple question to ask here. With later on this month, it's 3 weeks away, we're supposed to have the start of college football camp. That can still be an if, not really a when. Is it fair to say that this next 2.5 to 3 week stretch, or even just the whole month of July, even without a single game scheduled, as an industry and as an institution, this is college football's most important month ever?
It's huge, yes. I think it's very, very important in terms of what 2020 is going to look like. And I know it feels like we've been saying that a lot throughout the last 4 months, like, oh, we're going to know by the end of May, or we're really going to have this thing figured out by June, when it's like, nope, we don't. And it's past the 4th of July, and we still don't know what this is going to look like, just because let's think about how much can change. And if we have teams who are testing and getting, 15 players are coming back positive, and it really looks like, hey, we don't have this thing figured out, and we really don't know a way that we can avoid this, because it's just going to continue into the fall, then yeah, I mean, the idea of a spring season is on the table. And as much as that pains me as somebody who obviously appreciates every single Saturday that we have in the fall, I mean, I literally work for Saturday Down South. Like, this is our livelihood as well that we're talking about. I think that that's on the table. And I think that anybody right now who is looking at the situation saying we're absolutely playing in the fall, I think is blindly optimistic. And I still come back to the belief that the athletic model is so dependent on football happening. And if we can have this in the spring, there are definitely downsides to it, but it could be worth it in the end. We miss out on probably seeing guys like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields if we had a spring season, and that would be a massive bummer. It really would. But if it means having a season versus not having a season, spring's the only option. I think that they would absolutely take that, and I think that's becoming a more realistic conversation, and it's going to continue in these next couple of weeks.
We're speaking to Connor O'Gara here on Halftime. Connor, one thing we talked a little bit about on Thursday when the news broke before the holiday weekend was the NCAA coming down on Texas A&M. It's particularly Jimbo Fisher with the recruiting violation. I think what we talked about, too, was maybe not necessarily overblown, but it seemed like it was getting a lot of negative feedback, more than probably it should. But I want to focus on Jimbo for a second because it seems like a lot of this has traveled with him, but I feel like this is the year for him at Texas A&M. And if he doesn't get things moving at A&M and getting off a 7-8 win season and getting up to 9 or 10, how warm do you think his seat will be at College Station if he doesn't get it turned around this season?
Well, Jimbo Fisher doesn't have a hot seat just because when you have $60 million that's still owed to you, it kind of takes you off of that for a while. I mean, that's the buyout and what's guaranteed to him is absolutely absurd. But I agree 100% that this is the year for Jimbo Fisher's public perception to really take a turn. And I've been saying throughout this entire offseason that I have major questions about A&M moving forward as a program expected to make that next jump, and everybody's saying that this is the year because it really will not get much more favorable for Jimbo Fisher for a variety of reasons. Everybody's been talking about the schedule. First 10 games of the year, they have one game against a team that won more than 6 games last year, and that's against an Auburn team who, in my opinion, has a lot of questions up front in the trenches where A&M has been behind. That has been the thing that has been separating them from these elite teams in the SEC. And I think that right now you're looking at this team like, okay, well, they have the most experienced returning starting quarterback in the SEC. In an offseason like this one, where we've seen springs wiped out, and really that experience that you have at that position feels like it's going to matter a lot in the fall. I think that's another thing that's working in Jimbo Fisher's favor. You also have the fact that, look, you have the three of the 4 top contenders in the SEC all have a new starting quarterback, and they're dealing with a lot of turnover in that regard. So if you're going to make a jump, this feels like the offseason to do it. But I'm skeptical because, you know what? We're talking about a program that has one top 15 finish in the 21st century. We're talking about a program that had 5 games last year against teams that finished in the top 15, and in those 300 minutes of football, they led for 7 minutes and 42 seconds. I come back to that and think, you know what? I'm not just going to sit here and automatically pencil A&M in for New Year's Six Bowl when I know all of those things. Now, is everything working in their favor? Absolutely. But when you have a story like this that comes out, and if everybody's expecting you to win 10, 11 games, and then you're sitting there with 8 wins or 9 wins at the end of the year, yeah, we're going to question you, Jimbo Fisher, when you got a $75 million contract. That's the nature of the beast in this business. And when you sign an unprecedented deal like that, you're going to get criticism like that, especially when it's with a third-year starting quarterback.
Last thing, and I'll pitch it back over to Phil. And today was National Fried Chicken Day, and I know you've been all over the SEC at different spots and throughout the great country we live in. Your favorite fried chicken?
Gosh, that's tough. This is going to sound. I mean, actually on Friday I had hot chicken, and we've talked about this on air. I had hot chicken again. Like, that's becoming my new favorite thing. Mm-hmm. If you point me in the direction of a good hot chicken place, and I haven't experienced the good ones yet, I haven't been to Hattie B's and the places like that, that I'm becoming very impartial to that. Now, like, I grew up having Brown's Chicken in the suburbs of Chicago. That was like the big deal. I grew up on that. That's like a local Chicago area place. Like, that's where my roots are. But yeah, I mean, if I'm getting fried chicken now, I think the Popeye's chicken sandwich is the best. It doesn't make you feel the best, but it is the best in terms of taste and all that stuff. And maybe that's not necessarily just in the fried chicken category because you think it's bone in, but I mean, Chick-fil-A is still number one when it comes to all things chicken, but fried chicken has so many different categories. I think hot chicken is the best way to do it. That's what I've recently decided. So I've changed my mind at 30 years of age.
I tell people when you're going to eat chicken, eat the darn skin. Otherwise, don't eat chicken, please. I mean, that's the stuff that really gives it its taste. It's all about the skin. That's what fried chicken is all about. So for me, it's got to have spice. It's got to have a good crispy skin, and you got to be able to bite through it without ripping through tendons with your teeth, I think.
I think, hey, that's all fair. And that's coming from a guy who, like, my default order at Chick-fil-A, I'm going to get roasted for this, but my default order at Chick-fil-A is grilled chicken sandwich, and instead of fries on the side, I get like an 8-piece grilled nugget. And so I love me some grilled chicken. That's what I have every single day for lunch. That is my go-to thing. But you're right. If you're ordering fried chicken, eat the skin, eat the part that, your doctors hate it, whatever. But there's so much good, delicious flavor in that skin that even if you're health conscious, like, you just got to go for it.
Well, and remember where it is that we live, right? If you live in the South, fried chicken is a delicacy, especially when it's inside gas stations. And we get a text here from a listener that reminds us Cash's Quick Check in McGee, Arkansas, is the best chicken. I don't know if that's a gas station or not, but, man, it would sound like it. And I've eaten at the Four Corners Chevron in Oxford, so I'll tell you, the chicken there, it's as good as advertised. Kind of funny sometimes where you think you get good food in the South.
I think I need to get out more because I'm in a bubble in Orlando. I'll be honest. I always say to people, like, yeah, technically I live south of the Mason-Dixon, but there's essentially a big bubble around Orlando that prevents it from really being and feeling like the South all the time. Miami's a little bit similar in that regard, where it's just sort of a different type of feel. Where I can't drive down the street and get gas station chicken. We don't have that down here. But the way that you talk about it makes me want gas station chicken more than I ever have in my entire life.
I want to close on a thought. It's a more serious aspect here. I was amazed to see how quick the change in the flag in Mississippi happened after Kylan Hill's announcement. Now, I don't know if that was a final straw thing or not, but from that point, it felt like a boulder that was rolling downhill that wasn't going to stop. And what really amazed me was seeing pretty much all the coaches, not just from football, but from all the sports at Ole Miss and Mississippi State, coming together to advocate with success to get the state to change this flag. And I was moved by it.
I absolutely thought that was just amazing to watch unfold. And Kylan Hill, a lot of people are going to sit here and say, all the kid did was send out a tweet. I come back to the belief that we were going to hold Kylan Hill accountable for something like that. It wasn't just going to be something that was like a nice headline for a week and then we forgot about it. I mean, dude said he wasn't going to play, and he's a senior, and he's a running back at a very expendable position when, you know what, they're kind of a dime a dozen. And if you watch your draft stock fall, you're missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime. We've seen how, people like Colin Kaepernick have been blackballed in the NFL, and that's not to say that Kylan Hill did everything and he's the sole reason that change was that change ultimately happened in Mississippi. But dude deserves a lot of credit for being willing to recognize his place, because I think it matters that he's the best player returning in the state of Mississippi. And it's different than if a walk-on offensive lineman says that. I mean, let's be honest. If a walk-on offensive lineman says that, every fan in the country writes him off and is like, yep, all right, well, don't play then. We don't really care. But when the star running back comes out and says that, you're like, whoa, all right, this is somebody who grew up in the state of Mississippi, grew up down the road in Columbus, and this is significant. And you see the way that action happened so quickly after that, how quickly both coaches, both Ole Miss, you had Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Southern Miss, all of their athletic directors getting involved in all this. It was progress, and it was something that it's at a time like now, it's just a reminder of these times things can happen in a hurry. And Kylan Hill was willing to take a stand for something that he believed in and do something that ultimately resulted in significant change that we're forever going to look back on this and be like, wow, I can't believe a college kid stepped up and did that. These are very much unprecedented times in a lot of different ways.
Absolutely. Definitely a topic that we've been touching on, you and me, for the last few weeks, and we'll continue with that moving forward. Connor, appreciate the time, man. Have a great week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. I got to go get some fried chicken now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's just made you really hungry, I'm pretty sure. By the way, great fried chicken, Buffalo Wild Wings. And Buffalo Wild Wings is sponsoring our free grocery giveaway at hitthatline.com. Just go to the website, top of the page, you'll see the free groceries link. And all you got to do is enter your email, your first and last name, and you're entered for a chance to win free groceries for a year, up to $4,800, plus additional $500 gift cards from Buffalo Wild Wings across the state. Couple of more days to enter, and it's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Cooking is hard, delivery is easy, and you can order takeout or delivery at BuffaloWildWings.com or through the new Buffalo Wild Wings app. Award-winning wings, over 24 sauces and seasonings, delivered hot, fresh, and straight to your house from DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats, subject to availability. We'll come back right after this quick break.
Jelco Outdoors is your summertime get outside and have some fun headquarters. Fishing equipment, fishing kayaks, canoes, archery equipment, firearms for target shooting, and comfortable footwear for hiking. Jelco has all the great gear to make your time outdoors a great adventure. Hunters, it's time to get those game cameras out and start scouting for fall. Jelco Outdoors, your store for work and the great outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
New construction and business remodeling is great, but it leaves a big mess, and job site cleanup is the final touch for any commercial construction or renovation project. When you need to put the finishing touch on your project, call your local Service Master Clean. From post-construction cleanup to everyday janitorial services, no job is too big or small. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087, or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Now is the perfect time to invest in your own backyard oasis. Hi, Tommy Kraft here for my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas has everything you need. Semi-in-ground pools, right now starting at $9,997. You want a hot tub? This is the perfect time. Hot Springs hot tubs starting at $26.95. Several luxury spas in stock to choose from. And you're sure to find the perfect hot tub for you and your family. Plus, Burton Pools and Spas has great deals on pool accessories, big green eggs, and all the outdoor living furniture you're ever going to need. Hey, it's all at Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and you can find them online at burtonpools.com. For everything pools, it's your locally owned Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout's limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit one offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
1-2 pitch. Open swings. Hard shot. Through the right side. Base hit. Washington to third. He gets the green light. And the throw. Not in time. Hogs win. The Razorbacks finish the sweep of Missouri. And that's how you do a Sunday at Baum Stadium. Well, if it's the July 4th weekend, that means there's hot dogs getting crushed in record fashion by Joey Chestnut, who did it again. In fact,
Shocker.
There were 2 records broken. The men get way too much publicity for the hot dog eating contest. We forget that women can stuff them down their gullets as well. And both the men's champion, Joey Chestnut, and the women's champion, Miki Sudo, broke the all-time record for hot dogs to be eaten in 10 minutes. And, gosh, could you just imagine how they're feeling 2 days later? Are they just eating oatmeal now? Is that it? You just eat oatmeal for a week after you crush 75 hot dogs worth over 21,000 calories?
Maybe wash
in
it down
10
with
minutes?
some prune juice.
Or just water. Just drink water for the rest of your life, my man.
It's just
Did
disgusting.
you watch?
Yeah.
Did you watch?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah. It was
I
quite
can't watch
painful
it.
to
How
watch.
did they do it with social distancing?
They had the glass partition separated like at a casino.
I saw where Pseudo, the female champion, who ate 48 and a half hot dogs and buns. You have to always remember the buns, too, in 10 minutes. She said that she really didn't like the indoor quality to the hot dog eating contest. It's like some athletes have said it's going to feel very weird playing games without fans in the stands and the sounds of the fans. And so they're going to pipe in some crowd noise. What sort of sounds are emanating from the crowd at the hot dog eating contest? It's probably more groans than anything else. I mean, they're just going to play the sound of somebody gagging so that Mickey can feel a little more comfortable indoors chugging hot dogs like they're water.
Or just a go, 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 and stuff like that. 'Cause I mean, you're right, but I also look at it a different way because you've seen countless athletes time and time again, and you talk about home court advantage. I mean, it's that energy that they can feed off of. Joey Chestnut said the same thing. He said it was hard. He said, he was fast in the beginning. It was like blistering speed, and the dogs were cooked really well. Minute 6 is when he really missed the crowd. He hit a wall, and it took a lot more work for him to get through it.
He's such a professional. He can identify the minute of the competition where he just didn't have it anymore because he didn't hear the fans. That's amazing. But he's incredible because he eats 75 hot dogs and buns. The second-place finisher ate 33 fewer. It was like, why did he even take part in it? Only $10,000 in addition to getting the championship belt. I'm gonna need to be 6 figures to enter a contest like that, where I'm just gonna basically throw up for the next 3 days.
What would y'all both do? Like if it was an eating contest like that, it could be hot dogs, whatever. What would you do?
What are you eating? What are you gonna do?
Chicken wings.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd do.
French fries. I know people love their French fries. That might be one too. I thought I could line up maybe 10 pounds worth of Lucky Charms marshmallows. I could crush those.
Yeah.
I can eat an entire box of blueberries in a sitting. So maybe I could do blueberries, and then I would look like a Smurf for the 2 weeks after that.
I'd give it my best shot doing a rack of ribs.
I'll bet you could crush a rack of ribs in less than 2 minutes flat.
God.
Well, hearing about the hot dog eating contest reminds me of another food that maybe you might want to give a shot sometime. For those who remember the movie Funny Farm, this is Chevy Chase sitting at the counter in the rural diner. He doesn't know what he's eating, but he knows he likes it.
More lamb fries. Eat them while they're hot.
Andy, that's your 3rd order.
I am hooked, Elizabeth. Call me Mr. Lamb Fries.
Now, there's a man who knows when he's got something good in his mouth.
You polish off that plate and you break the record. 28. That one makes 26.
Stand back, everybody. The record falls tonight. Look at him go.
I believe he's right. I believe that record will fall tonight.
27.
It stood at 28 for nearly 2 years now.
That long? Go for it, Andrew.
28.
That's a tie. 29, the new record! And it's still going. I thought that record was going to last forever. Most folks just don't seem to have a taste for testicles no more.
Testicles?
Yes, ma'am. Sheep balls.
That's right.
Tell them why yours are so tasty.
Well, the trick is you've got to clip them off way up high.
Pretty much the best scene from that movie right there. It's my favorite. That's my all-time favorite eating contest. Lamb fries. No, thank you, sir. I'll just stick to the Rocky Mountain oysters.
God.
So I guess that's a movie that you'll be watching at some point now, SmackDown, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll watch. Yeah, definitely. Once I heard that, I'm all in for watching that now.
I love that Peter King is offended by this. This is hilarious.
This kills me.
Peter King says, why would you ever televise something like this, and calls it a sin? Competitive eating is a sin. Who cares? Who cares? Do you think that we're not showing other sins on television, for crying out loud? Sure, it's gluttony. I know that's one of the 7 deadly sins. Does that mean it's not worth airing?
Wouldn't that mean The Bachelor's a sin too?
Keep in mind, Peter King, and I like his writing. Peter King makes a living writing opinions about large men smashing into each other over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where it might just hurt their brains a little bit.
That doesn't seem like they're loving their neighbor as themselves that he's writing about.
I know. I just found it very odd.
I think there's a lot more people in this world right now that's not abiding by that.
What's the phrase you're supposed to use there? That's an odd hill to die on, Peter King. I think there's other hills for him to stand on. Like lamb fries, a hill of lamb fries, perfect for Peter King if he's going to have a problem with the eating contest. I'm not going to watch it. If you want to watch it, go for it. I'm all about judging chili. I want to do a chili eating contest, and I would like to just judge somebody's chili.
Let me ask you this: is Joey Chestnut an athlete?
No.
Okay, took care of that question real quick. I saw somebody post that just for the amount of records that he's broken and how good he is at doing this. Does that classify him as an athlete?
Doing something physical that's difficult doesn't necessarily make you an athlete. Like the person who holds his eyes open longest than anybody else in the world, that doesn't make you an athlete either. I'm sure there's some sort of a world's record for holding your eyes open and not blinking. I'll put these in the same categories. I think they're called oddities. Oddities and athletes aren't always put in the same category. 877-377-6963. Moving on to the second hour. Halftime is right back.
Charlie's Philly Steak, located in the food court at Central Mall, is open and ready to serve you the best Philly steak sandwich, cheese fries, and much more. Each sandwich is made with 100% USDA choice steak, 100% all-white chicken breast, fresh deli meats, all-natural cheeses, and hand-cut veggies. When you're at Charlie's Philly Steaks, you simply can't go wrong. Come see us. Charlie's Philly Steaks, open for business in the food court at Central Mall.
As a family on the move, we've always relied on our car. But these days, it's more than just transportation. It's kept us safely connected with friends and family. We went to my niece's drive-through graduation in here, and I don't know how many birthday party parades we've rolled up on. World's largest ball of twine. Whoa. And now it's 4 first-class eats to a bucket list road trip out west. Look, kids, a jackalope. Yeah! Michelin is going the distance so you can safely keep yours. Starting June 27th for a limited time. Get a $40, $90, $120, or even a $150 reward card after online submission. When you bundle purchases of at least 2 Michelin or BF Goodrich passenger or light truck tires, select Michelin motorcycle, scooter, and UTV tires, or select Michelin bicycle tires. See MichelinMan.com/promotion for complete details. Offer expires July 6, 2020. Void where prohibited. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540, exit 14 in Fort Smith today for your quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best in-class service.
River City Bistro is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. River City's dining room is set up for your safety and comfort, or enjoy outdoor dining on the spacious patio. River City Bistro, locally owned and open Monday through Friday 11 to 8, weekends 10 till 8 for brunch and dinner. Want River City curbside to go? Search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro and order right from the page or on the website at rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there's a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Our weather overnight, cloudy skies, low 70s, and maybe a shower or thunderstorm. We'll start off the week with scattered showers and thunderstorms, cloudy, and our high tomorrow in the low to mid-80s. For Monday night, some showers, rain will be likely on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Shop local, eat local, be local. Proceed. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
It's what I always listen to.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Second hour halftime on this Monday. Topics coming up. Sound for Major League Baseball summer camps. Not very good news from some of the summer camps, including some workouts that are being shut down yesterday and today. Some teams having some trouble getting necessary PPE. Some teams having trouble even getting the tests administered. And a lot of the teams having trouble even getting the tests turned around at the time they want. We do have a lot of positive tests coming in for Major League players. You cannot believe the numbers that Major League Baseball put out before the weekend, meaning don't believe these numbers. Not a matter of, wow, these are just great. Only 1.2% of the first round of COVID tests returned a positive result, but that's just 38 people. And it's before camps even got underway and before every team completed its testing. So the numbers are skewed, and they really don't mean anything right now. So Major League Baseball might be a little bit in jeopardy with the fact that they fought over money for so long. They might have been a little bit rushed when it came to the protocols of testing and how to handle a league that's not building a bubble around its players and its teams. Other things to get to. College sports financial picture is already changing, and we've got some reasons why. And 3 up, 3 down later on in the show, which is presented by our new sponsor, Ritter Communications. So that should be a lot of fun. But the first thing we get to is the universal DH and some rules around baseball that will be changing for this year only. And then maybe there could be some other rules that change in the future. I still say the weirdest part of this season is that essentially you have 3 leagues: the Western Division, the Central Division, the Eastern Division. Never mind you have National League and American League. You have 3 leagues that are playing in and of themselves, and then you got to have a playoff system of National League teams that didn't play each other in the regular season. You may end up with a World Series with teams that did play each other in the regular season. Well, I guess you've had that for a number of years now with interleague play. But the universal DH seemed to be an easy choice for ownership and for the players to agree upon for this shortened 60-game season. I think the question will be whether or not the universal designated hitter continues when and if this season is played in the future. Now, there's definitely some pitchers out there that aren't happy about this. Madison Bumgarner is one of them. And the fact is, his concerns, they're really just, they're going to fall on deaf ears. The pitchers that want to hit, nobody's really going to be paying too much attention to whether or not they want to hit. I think what we will find out is it's just a better brand of baseball when a real hitter is hitting rather than a pitcher. I know that it's been going this way for the last, ever since baseball was invented. Pitchers hit and field and pitch all at the same time, but it just is. It's not good. If you want to watch pinch hitters, you want to watch, you want to watch managers make a double switch. Fine. I don't think that that's the most exciting thing in the world. Even though I can appreciate those moves. Madison Bumgarner. I mean, I don't know if he's really the guy to serve as the spokesperson for pitchers who hit. The guy's got power. I know he's had a season where he's hit 6 home runs. But if he is arguably, and some people do believe that he arguably is the best hitting pitcher in baseball, I don't really know how a 532 OPS is something to point to for somebody to have the ability to hit. Bumgarner has struck out 43% of his major league at-bats, and a 532 OPS would be worse than just about any position player in the game. Plus, Bumgarner has struck out well over half of his at-bats over the last 2 years and hit just 2 home runs in those 2 seasons. And by the way, in his postseason career, and of course, Mad Bum is known for great pitching in the postseason. He's got a World Series MVP under his belt. As a hitter in the postseason, he's a combined donut hole for 27. So I don't buy that Bumgarner is really a great hitting pitcher. I just think he's a guy who swings for the fences and occasionally closes his eyes and makes contact.
How long? I mean, and that's the one thing, and I've just really started following like Major League Baseball and baseball more as a whole in the past like 5 or 6 years. Why has there been the difference between the NL and the AL, where one had the universal DH rule, or not universal, excuse me, didn't have pitchers hit or that DH rule, when one didn't?
The designated hitter rule began in 70, I think it was 73. It's either 72 or 73, and I can't remember off the top of my head which one. So, I mean, for most of the history of the sport, pitchers did hit. But there was, in the 60s, and especially 1968, that was a decade dominated by pitchers. And 1968 was known as the year of the pitcher. You had Bob Gibson with his 1.12 ERA. Denny McClain won 31 games. And I think Carl Yastrzemski won the American League batting title with a 301 batting average. So there was a movement at that point to try to take some of the advantages away and make it more difficult for the pitchers to do their thing. So the mound was lowered a little bit, and a couple years later, the American League voted in a designated hitter. And, I mean, the numbers do show, yes, when you have a real hitter in the lineup instead of a pitcher, batting averages go up, home runs go up, runs per game go up. But the fan that likes baseball the way it was played all those years ago and has been still played in the National League for all these years will tell you that, and there's truth to this, that if you're in the lineup, you should be able to do both things, field your position and hit. Pitching is such a specialized thing, though, that pitchers just have never practiced hitting enough, or they just haven't been good enough at it.
Right.
They've been good at the pitching end and not good enough at the hitting end. And, I mean, sure, you got a Shohei Ohtani right now. That's an outlier, a big outlier when it comes to this. But I think the fact is pitchers just don't hit. Look at this, all right? National League pitchers last year combined for a 329 OPS. That is simply miserable. And they struck out 49% of their at-bats. American League pitchers were worse. They combined for a 222 OPS and struck out 58% of their at-bats. So Major League pitchers last year had about 4,500 at-bats and combined for 25 home runs. If we want to have pitchers hit for the occasional eyes closed home run by a pitcher, that doesn't happen enough for pitchers hitting to really mean anything. And I'm sorry, but the double switch that the quote-unquote purists will opine about isn't interesting enough. I would rather see baseball played with the pitcher hitting, but I also understand that it's never going to get back to both leagues being pitchers hitting. And I've talked about this so much. I hate 2 leagues with 2 different rules.
Yes.
I don't like it. It doesn't make sense. I think the universal DH is here to stay. I would like to see that changed. And the slippery slope is here. You've got the universal DH this year. The bag here, the horse is out of the barn. Good luck getting it back in.
I think the one that I would like to see change, and maybe it's just for me kind of once you get into the 10th, 11th inning, and you've heard a lot of people talk about the pace of play and bringing the overall length of the game down. I agree with you. I think the universal DH is here to stay. It makes too much sense. I personally, I like the runner on second in the 10th inning on, Because
I would rather see that in the 12th inning. I would give 3 regularly played innings before you do that. It's like the idea, like in the NHL, they still have their 5-minute overtime, sudden death overtime, and if the score is still the same, then you go to the shootout. So I would at least give them 3 innings to see if somebody can actually score it, then do it. Because the 18-inning game, the 19-inning game, and admittedly, that doesn't happen very often.
Fair,
but that is the kind of thing that will just destroy a pitching staff for a week or two. And that's one thing you don't want to do. You want to put managers in that position.
But, I mean, you imagine, like, right now, so imagine that was a World Series and it's tied 2-2 going into the top of the 10th. The added excitement of, all right, it's time to buckle down and do it because you got a runner in scoring position.
I got to say, though, I'd be surprised if they even did that for any inning in postseason. I think that would be done for regular season, not for postseason.
Just play it normally?
Just play it normally like you usually do in postseason. That would just be the guess that I think they would go with. So it would be awfully weird for a World Series to be decided with a rule like that. But then again, I mean, if you're deciding any regular season game like that, your pennant chase, your pennant race, the division champion could be decided in a game like that. So maybe you do it anyway. I don't know. But some of these rules will be changing, no doubt about it. And if you got an opinion on it, it's 877-377-6963. Got sound from MLB Summer Camp after the break.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
You know what ketchup is? It's high fructose. It is pure sugar. Do you think fructose is good for you, Ty?
Doesn't sound like it, Clay.
And it is not. It is not good for you. It is not good for the steak. That's what you put on your steak. Corn frickin' syrup.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
As a family on the move, we've always relied on our car. But these days, it's more than just transportation. It's kept us safely connected with friends and family. We went to my niece's drive-through graduation in here, and I don't know how many birthday party parades we've rolled up on. World's largest ball of twine. Whoa. And now it's 4 first-class eats to a bucket list road trip out west. Look, kids, a jackalope. Yeah! Michelin is going the distance so you can safely keep yours. Starting June 27th for a limited time. Get a $40, $90, $120, or even a $150 reward card after online submission. When you bundle purchases of at least 2 Michelin or BF Goodrich passenger or light truck tires, select Michelin motorcycle, scooter, and UTV tires, or select Michelin bicycle tires. See MichelinMan.com/promotion for complete details. Offer expires July 6, 2020. Void where prohibited. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540, exit 14 in Fort Smith today for your quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best in-class service.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday, still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination, following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Matt Jones rolling out of the bootleg. Takes. He's at midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 30 of Texas. The 20. The 10. Matt Jones is out of bounds at the half-yard line. Oh, my. What an incredible play call. And Jones, racing downfield, was finally pushed out of bounds after a 60-yard run.
Well, another Major League player has confirmed to the press that he has tested positive for COVID. That's Joey Gallo, the slugger for the Texas Rangers. Interestingly, he had first tested positive June 29th and got a negative test the next day. Waited 48 hours, and a July 2nd test came back positive. So doesn't that just sound confusing to have 3 tests in a 4-day period? The middle test is the one that comes back negative, and now Gallo being placed in isolation for a time period. He's not able to get back to practice until he tests negative twice in a row. This is just an instance of the things that Major League Baseball is dealing with, which includes star players opting out of the season, the most recent being Felix Hernandez of the Braves, David Price of the Dodgers. There are a number of other stars who are on the fence right now, including the best player in the game, Mike Trout, whose wife is pregnant right now. And here's Trout on his thoughts.
Honestly, still don't feel comfortable. Obviously with the baby coming, there's a lot of stuff going through my mind right now, my wife's mind, my family, just trying to be the safest and most cautious way to get through a season. I've told Billy, I've told a bunch of the guys, it's gonna be tough. I gotta be really cautious these next few weeks.
And that is not the only boat in that very same boat. Philadelphia star Bryce Harper understanding where Trout is coming from.
I think it gets to the point where you are kind of uncomfortable just because I do have an infant at home. I have a wife at home. I have a pregnant wife at home. I'm just trying to do everything possible to prevent anything from happening. If that's ordering groceries to come to the house, if that's staying 6 feet apart when I do go outside, if it is wearing a mask or anything like that. So I understand why certain individuals will be, possibly not very optimistic about this or, just don't feel comfortable.
A lot of players aren't feeling comfortable right now. And part of the reason is that the protocols for testing haven't necessarily gone the way that they anticipated. All of the tests that Major League Baseball is administering to their players, and they're being tested every other day after the intake tests. These tests are sent to a lab in Salt Lake City and are supposed to be turned around and sent back, whether positive or negative, in 48 hours. And there have been a few teams that have not even gotten back their tests from when players came to camp, which are over a week ago. So, part of this could be the 3-day weekend and the fact that FedEx might be moving a little bit slower due to the July 4th weekend. Will the same thing happen around Labor Day? Who knows? I guess it might. But they're supposed to have this 48-hour turnaround, and that's pretty important to be able to know whether the guys who are waiting to practice are allowed to practice. There's a lot of uncertainty. I think even with people who were gung-ho about playing a season. Right now, you got to have a little bit of trepidation about moving this thing forward. Not every team is in the same boat. Not every team has all of the tests coming back the way that they're supposed to. Some teams are dealing with some of their stars being sick. Freddie Freeman right now, the star first baseman for the Atlanta Braves, didn't just test positive, but he's got symptoms, bad symptoms, terrible fever, and a couple of other things. So his wife said he never gets sick, and yet here he is. He's laid up and might be out for a good long while. And with all of this, it's got to be difficult for the players to remain focused. Part of the reason is that their entire routines have been thrown out of whack. And I think more than any other sport, the fact that baseball is played day to day, it is more of a routine-based sport than most others. Here's David Ross, the Cubs manager, on what it's like for the players right now.
This is an extremely difficult environment for these players to be in. They're having to alter their routines, continue to have other things on their mind other than performing baseball, and still try to make it fun. I mean, we try to have fun out there. So to your point, Gordon, yeah, I mean, everybody is thinking about it, but we try to get here and understand this is our safe zone, and we're trying to create that of the things that we're going to do on and off the field.
That's exactly right. I mean, maybe it's fun for them to get back fielding grounders, working bullpens, getting in some batting practice. But how jarring was it? Did you see the photo SmackDown of Mike Trout running the bases with a mask on?
Yeah.
It's just an odd sight.
It's crazy.
You know, I mean, a football player, maybe football gets these helmets that include full face shields to where, you know, the 7 holes on your head are protected so that nothing will get inside there. A baseball player's not going to deal with that. And, of course, it's different sort of contact. But, you know, a guy over there at first base standing with a first base coach and the first baseman of the opponent, they're within that proximity where they could be in danger. So seeing Trout run the bases with that face mask was just an odd thing to see. And there are weird protocols that these players and pitchers have to follow. I mean, pitchers have to use their own baseball throughout the entire day. You know, many times they drop a baseball and pick up another one, and they have to use their own rosin bags during the day. Now, these sound like simple things, but this is just not the way that pitchers are used to working. Here's Kyle Freeland, Colorado pitcher, on the protocols.
It's interesting to say the least, but I think we're all learning as quickly as possible, and we're all, you know, sticking to the rules that have been in place and the guidelines that have been put in place with us, you know, with our, you know, our bags, our throw balls that we have for every day, the personal rosin bags, you know, wearing your masks as much as you possibly can, just, you know, being as safe as possible, really. It's been interesting, but I think everyone in our clubhouse has been doing a great job abiding by those guidelines.
Well, it's good to hear from him. I was interested in what Mike Matheny said here, former Cardinals manager, now in charge of Kansas City. He came down with COVID over the last couple of months and recovered from it. He says you can't be afraid, but you still have to know how to deal with this in a proper way.
I think we got to be really careful not to live in this space of fear either. And to me, the antibody to that fear is a faith. And I mentioned to the group earlier, it's a faith in the process, and it's a faith in the people around you that they're going to do the right thing, and that we have as good and safe of a place to show up here to every day if everybody buys in to just doing what we can do. And then once we do that, we don't have to walk around in that. We walk around in respect, but not in the fear. And that respect for this, respect for each other, and then we go out and we do our business.
What really hits me and what Matheny says there is about the need to have faith in the process and the people that you are around.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't know if most players at least have faith in the process that they and Major League Baseball agreed to be able to move summer camp and the season forward. And with false positives and false negatives and longer turnaround times in the tests and everything else that's connected to this, I don't know if they have faith in the process. And then there's the idea of faith in the people, SmackDown, and that's really where you have to trust everybody around you to do the right thing and handle yourself in a certain way so that you don't bring that virus into the locker room with you when you show up. You know, that whatever it is you're doing when you're not at the ballpark doesn't put your teammates or your coaches in jeopardy. And so it is up to the group as a whole, individually, to be cautious, overly cautious. You know, and I'm not living my life in fear right now, SmackDown. I mean, I just took a flight from Little Rock to North Carolina, for crying out loud, and then drove through Washington, D.C. and stayed in D.C. with my kids for a night. We are not living afraid, but we are living cautiously. When we go out, we've got a mask on. We always have hand sanitizer. We wash our hands more than we probably should. We stay outside of 6 feet from people as best as we possibly can. We are not living in fear. I don't want to. I will not live in fear, but I will live life cautiously. Because when I do show up inside that studio in a few weeks, SmackDown, I don't want to put you and Matty T and Tommy and I was going to say Ty, but I don't care about Ty.
Yeah, nobody cares about Ty.
I don't want to put you guys in danger. I want to be a good coworker here. And I think that's exactly what Mike Matheny is getting to.
You're not just wearing the mask for yourself. You're wearing it so you don't infect others.
Well, I'm wearing it because I'm ugly, and it just makes
That's
me
a good
feel
reason,
better.
too.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't make it big enough for my big face either. It just
hides this
starts
horseshoe.
right here.
Hides the horseshoe. I got to break this thing out, man. Call the Fence Man if you own a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man has a fence that can give you both more security and curb appeal. They've been doing it for over 40 years, and they know what they're doing. Things like gates and controlled access card readers. The Fence Man will be there for a quick, no-obligations quote. That's 479-782-3936. The division, Fence Man is a division of Quantum Property Services, and we come back with more halftime after this quick break.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is getting up to use the bathroom at the stadium.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh, sorry. Excuse me? You mind if I just squeeze by here?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's time for some straight talk. Even though most live sports are on hold now, big wireless companies haven't stopped playing games. They're always trying to lock you into overpriced contracts. With Straight Talk Wireless, there are no contracts. It runs on America's best networks, same as the big carriers, for up to 50% less. $45 a month gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G. You might miss sports, but don't play games, you'll lose. Straight Talk Wireless. No contracts, no compromise.
Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat per 12 ounces.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
We're here to tell you about Boost Mobile's new upgraded network.
That's right. Stronger signal, faster speeds, and more coverage.
So now you can get everything you want faster, like Pitbull's music.
No, the new upgraded network means you can download music faster than ever before. It doesn't mean that it will make Pitbull songs faster.
Oh, so this isn't the song.
No, this is the song.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Step up with Boost Mobile's new upgraded network. Stronger signal, faster speeds, more coverage than before. Switch and get 4 unlimited lines for $25 per line per month and 4 free LG K51 phones. Access to upgraded network requires compatible device. New customers only. 4-line offer requires at least 1 port and activation from eligible carrier. Free phone limited to 1 per line while supplies last. Customers using more than 35 gigabytes of data during billing cycle may be deprioritized during times of congestion. Offers and coverage not available everywhere. Additional terms and restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com or retailer for full details.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
This is ESPN 95.3. Hey, you're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Here's Jones on a keeper. Out over the 40 to midfield. Matt Jones may take it to the house. And the dunk.
Back on halftime, 877-377-6963. Starting to see the financial picture in college sports changing right now. I don't know if you saw the piece in the USA Today by Dan Wolken come out over the weekend. My other employer, Learfield IMG College, is asking many of their university athletic partners to either drop or lessen the rights fees that they pay to the universities for a new model which would be revenue sharing on the sales that Learfield IMG generates for all of the multimedia rights that they hold, which at Arkansas is everything. All the billboards, all the giveaways, all the radio broadcasts, website advertising, so on and so forth is done by Learfield IMG College, and then that private corporation pays a couple of large lump sum payments to the Arkansas Athletic Department on a schedule. And already I know that this was reported a couple of months ago in the Democrat when Hunter Yurachek presented his fiscal budget year for the next season, or for the upcoming sports calendar year, that Learfield IMG did request a 60-day waiver or deferral before making their next payment to Arkansas. But we're seeing, a lot of Power 5 schools that work with Learfield IMG College, and a group of 5 schools too have already reported, confirmed to Wolken at least, that IMG has gone to them and asked them to change the business model, which may end up with less money for some of the universities, and maybe in some cases it could lead to more money if the seasons are played the way that you hope they would in the regular season for all the sports in the upcoming sports calendar year. That maybe if you're doing a revenue sharing model and sales continue like they have been or even get better, maybe these schools make a little bit more money. But this does show that one of the major partners in the college sports financial structure has to change. If they've gone to everybody, I don't know. I don't know if they've gone to Arkansas and asked the Razorback Athletic Department to change the financial model that they're operating under. But they're going to a lot of other schools and doing that. TCU confirmed it. I think I saw Kansas State and a number of other Power 5 athletic departments have said yes. They have asked us to change this model so that they don't have to put up the money on the front end, and that does make it seem that Learfield IMG is in a little bit of trouble right now. And keep in mind, this has all come from the spring sports season being canceled, not the fall season where football is involved, not the basketball season in the wintertime, spring season, which is mostly money losing time for the athletic departments themselves. At Arkansas and the SEC West in baseball, yes, you're making money, and certainly Learfield IMG is. Without a football season that starts when it should, you got to think Learfield IMG might be in some trouble. And again, I say this as somebody that's trying to walk a fine line here between doing a sports talk show here on this station and calling games for Learfield IMG at the same time. I need that company to stay not just afloat, but to be successful. And the network and the whole setup that Arkansas has with Learfield IMG is one of the most successful of any of the partnerships that Learfield IMG has across the country. And a lot of that is because of your passion for Razorback athletics. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a radio network that's that big, or all of the signs being sold when they usually are sold, and everything else that goes along with it. But, Learfield and IMG and the Hogs did sign a 10-year extension 2017 that was worth $137 million. I remember seeing in the Democrat that the last payment for that contract would be around $15 million. It's a big chunk of change for a university athletic department. So not only is it Learfield IMG, Under Armour. Aside from the multimedia rights holders, it's also the shoe companies, the athletic apparel companies that are maybe even more important in funding the athletic departments. Under Armour is trying to get out of their multi-year deals with UCLA and Cal. So, these are the underpinnings of the college sports financial structure. Yes, there are ticket sales, there are donations, there are student fees, but there's multimedia rights, and there's
a lot more that we know about.
Apparel deals, and a lot of this is starting to change even before the football season is either played or delayed or canceled or whatever. So the ground is shaking underneath college sports. It's not giving way. You don't have an earthquake opening up a hole underneath it just yet. But man, it's like we brought up with Connor O'Gara last hour SmackDown. It really feels like these next 3 weeks are the 3 weeks that really could, I don't know if I'd say make college football, but it could break college football.
We've talked about this during the break. Me and Matty T were, and so much. And we've talked about it on the show too. So much of what college athletics can do depends on the football season. I know there's a big difference between high school and college, but financially, I won't say the school, but they save money because of the spring sports being canceled on the high school level. And I'm sure the same could be said about probably some of your smaller tier college sports. Arkansas is probably one of the few, I say few, but there's several outliers, but where all three sports probably make enough money to come out on level ground. I'm talking the three major ones. So you got football, basketball, and baseball, and that takes care of everything else. There's going to be, and I'm firmly confident that there will be some semblance of a college football season. Will it be in the fall? I don't know. You've seen a lot of people, Connor brought it up too, that there could be, maybe they move it to the spring and try to just give it more time to see if there might be a cure for this by the time, because, and I've said it too on this show, there's no telling where we'll be 3 weeks from now as far as with the virus. It could be better, it could be worse. There is no telling. And you were talking about fear earlier, and that's what everybody's operating out of fear right now, and they have every right to. You have every right. I mean, everybody's fearful right now, and we're fear. I mean, everybody is, and you have to operate like that, and it's a sad thing. And hopefully, here in the next couple weeks, maybe it'll get better. I just don't see any way, barring something catastrophic happening, that we don't have some semblance of something this fall.
Well,
semblance of a season. Let me phrase it like that.
When the governor of South Carolina, Henry McMaster, comes out a few days ago and says, if the numbers continue to rise and the danger continues to persist, then I just can't do it. Meaning do it being the college football season happening. And you're talking about the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Clemson Tigers. Clemson, of course, one of the blue bloods in the sport now. South Carolina, one of 14 SEC schools. I don't believe a governor says something like that unless there could be truth to this.
Yes.
Governor Hutchinson last week made the connection between, if you want to have college sports, if you want to have college football, then wear the mask. You know, it's awfully simplistic to put these two things together, but I think that there's some truth to that. When the governors, to me, yes, the college presidents, they're the ones that make the decisions, but when the governor of the state will say, if this is true, if the governor says no college football unless these benchmarks are met, and those benchmarks are not met, and you don't have that team allowed to play, your season just went up in smoke.
Yeah.
How are you going to have an SEC football season without South Carolina? I know they're not on Arkansas' schedule. They're on everybody in the West schedule. You find a way to replace that just like that, probably a little more difficult than we expect. But this month is the month that matters. All the talk about it's early, we're still we're still 2 months away, 3 months away, and all that. It's upon us now. If the numbers don't start going down, if we don't mitigate this, I think college football season's in jeopardy. This is not the way that I want it to go. This is not the way anybody wants it to go. I think we all, if you're listening to a sports talk show here, you want college football. We need it. Silly season is right here. We all gear up once it comes to August, and we get serious about what the next 4 or 5 months are going to look like. College football means just as much to us as it does to anybody listening here. We need to do all of our parts so that there is a college football season. I think I've been saying that for a couple of months. And now that some governors are coming out casting doubt on a season, maybe you listen to them. 877-377-6963. When we come back, we close up the show with a cherry on the top, and it's 3 Up, 3 Down, presented by our friends at Ritter Communications. And that is right after this quick commercial break.
Charlie's Philly Steak, located in the food court at Central Mall, is open and ready to serve you the best Philly steak sandwich, cheese fries, and much more. Each sandwich is made with 100% USDA choice steak, 100% all-white chicken breast, fresh deli meats, all-natural cheeses, and hand-cut veggies. When you're at Charlie's Philly Steaks, you simply can't go wrong. Come see us. Charlie's Philly Steaks, open for business in the food court at Central Mall.
Jelco Outdoors is your summertime get outside and have some fun headquarters. Fishing equipment, fishing kayaks, canoes, archery equipment, firearms for target shooting, and comfortable footwear for hiking. Jelco has all the great gear to make your time outdoors a great adventure. Hunters, it's time to get those game cameras out and start scouting for fall. Jelco Outdoors, your store for work and the great outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
In the office, on the course, poolside, or on the sideline, Pinnacle helps you make the call. A hosted PBX business phone system can provide all the benefits of a traditional phone system without the high cost. Now through the end of July, add 4 new hosted PBX phones and get the 5th one at no additional cost. 5 phones for only $99 a month? Now that's a deal you need to call on. Business communication your way. Pinnacle Telecom, tomorrow's technology today.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087, or online at servicemasterpc.com.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
River City Bistro is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. River City's dining room is set up for your safety and comfort, or enjoy outdoor dining on the spacious patio. River City Bistro, locally owned and open Monday through Friday 11 to 8. Weekends 10 till 8 for brunch and dinner. Want River City curbside to go? Search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro and order right from the page or on the website at rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
As far as those people that are on Andre the Giant's side, I wish they'd come on down too. I'd like to slap them around just for a warm-up. But I've already gone through my transformation, man. I'm not the Hulk anymore. I'm the Hulkster, man. I'm on that mountaintop, and I'm waiting for you, Andre. And I'm guarding that mountain. And the Hulkster that's guarding has got a 32-inch neck, a 64-inch chest, the largest arms in the world. And I'm here to seek and destroy. Seek and destroy the cancer of Andre the Giant. And what you gonna do, Andre, in Pontiac, Michigan, when Hulkamania destroys you?
Well, I'm really glad you've started our segment here with the Hulkster. So why don't we go? This is 3 up, 3 down. Let's hit that thing.
It's like a calling card or a shout out or something.
That sucked.
The best of the best of the best of the best of the best.
What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman? End of an inning. No, that's not the worst part.
What is the worst part?
It's time for 3 up, 3 down.
3 up, 3 down, brought to you by Ritter Communications. Here to help your business succeed with advanced business services using the fastest, most reliable technology on the market. They provide high-speed internet, voice, cloud solutions, networking, TV service, and a 100% fiber network that delivers speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. Woo! It'll keep you connected with 99.999% uptime. In telecom, that's called 5 nines. They connect fiber directly to your premise, and it'll help customize services to best fit your business needs. They know you by name. They are easily accessible 24/7, 365. You'll always talk to a real person. They proactively check in with you, and they're locally based. They're an Arkansas company. Ritter Communications, founded over a century ago right here in Arkansas, where they are still headquartered today. Call 888-336-4249 or visit ritterbusiness.com to learn more. So, first up, since you went with the Hulkster, I have chosen the Hulkster's horseshoe mustache.
Looks really good.
My mustache of choice. The only difference is, my friend, I have less hair than the Hulkster. My pythons are not 42 inches or 24 inches, however large they were, and it's not a blonde horseshoe. But it is a horseshoe, and I think it works, and I'm going to stay with this facial hair for as long as I can, until my kids say it frightens them, or until my co-hosts refuse to do the show with me.
Until then, it's Bring It On, Brother.
That's right. Bring it on, brother.
Maybe one show you just let your whole beard grow, because you do have a rather dark beard, and then just bleach out that part. Just because I'm curious to see what it would look like.
I'm just happy that I kept the flavor saver for a nice cold beer later on this afternoon.
I showed my mom that this weekend, and she had some very choice words. She's like, "Oh my God, he really did that!"
It's funny too. I shaved this thing on, that would have been last week, I think Thursday, and my parents didn't even see it until the next morning. My kids didn't see it until the next morning. I wake up and go and show them, and It's like there was a stranger in the house. It took my father about 30 minutes to get used to it, and he said, you know what, I think the next day he said, he was starting to grow into it a little bit. So then I show up in Pittsburgh with the kids yesterday. He looks at me and he says, you still kept that stupid thing? It's like, I thought you liked it, for crying out. He's just jealous because he's got to shave his whole thing off in order to wear his mask to do dentistry. He's still doing surgery on babies, and they've got a special mask that's fitted to his face. So for the first time ever, I'm the one with the facial hair. And
there we
Dad
go.
is clean shaven. So we're keeping it that way. And that's my first up. First down, MLB summer camp seem to be a mess right now. I got into it a couple of segments ago. COVID tests are delayed on a mass basis. The Nats shut down their workouts today. Washington general manager Mike Rizzo says the season's already at risk. Astros still haven't gotten their COVID tests. Angels, Athletics, all having problems administering tests or getting results. So far, MLB summer camp has been a down.
First up for me, last night there was a great, and I mean fantastic, 2018 Eagles concert on ESPN last night. Now, I'm biased. I'm a huge fan of the group. They're easily top 3 for me of all time, but they're old, they're seasoned, and my God, are they not entertaining. And they had Glenn Fry's younger son, Deacon Fry, took his spot. Vince Gill was in the show with them, and he's touring with them now. So, big fan of the Eagles, and they've got the big collector's pack coming out, I think, by Christmas time this year. So, big up for me. And I was planning on going to sleep last night at about 8 o'clock and ended up staying up till about 9:30 listening to some of the best music in the world.
I like the Eagles, too. You got a favorite Eagles song?
Ooh.
I've been stuck on One of These Nights for a couple of years now.
I like – that's a hard one.
Anytime Desperado comes on, you always have to tell everybody to be quiet.
Desperado. I'm biased to the Hotel California is probably my favorite, but particularly the one that they did on Hell Freezes Over when it was just the acoustic guitars from the 94 set. That was fantastic. Probably, though, Heartache Tonight.
Heartache
Tonight's one of my favorites.
All right, that's
first down for me, Sunday morning. I went to sleep at about midnight. My dog woke me up at about 5:30 Sunday morning. Went to the bathroom. I stepped on a nail on some siding on our floor. And then,
was it rusty?
I don't know, but I stepped and then I walked, so that it kind of like tugged at my foot a lot. Oh my Lord! So the pure pain after only 5 hours of sleep just was absolutely horrendous. That's my first down.
Oh man, are you gonna go get yourself a tetanus shot?
I don't know yet. I don't think it was
your jaw
rusted.
to work. You need to be able to speak in order to do this radio show.
I couldn't walk. It hurt to walk yesterday. Now, like I had flip flops on all weekend, so my calves are cramping. Then you add a bum foot because I stepped on a nail twice. Yeah, it was horrible. Got 2 holes in my foot because of it.
Sounds terrible. All right, second up, Washington, D.C. with the kiddos, July 4th. Came out of left field. We weren't expecting to do this, but then if I realize I'm driving from Southern Shores, North Carolina to Pittsburgh, we had to skirt the western side of Washington, D.C. So I thought, why not? We got nothing to do Saturday. Well, we might as well take them there. They never seen it before, so we got a hotel room, had a great time. Showed the kids in a socially responsible and distant way the White House from afar. We walked right through a protest in order to get there and take a look. We walked over to the National Mall, got to see the Washington Monument, of course, walked over towards the U.S. Capitol, and then my favorite part was taking the kids to see the Lincoln Memorial yesterday. You can still walk up the stairs, walk into, walk right under, essentially, the statue of Lincoln, and with his second inaugural address on one wall and the Gettysburg Address on another. It's really an impactful spot, and walk the kids through the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, and we finished at the World War II Memorial. Moving for very many reasons, and the biggest reason it was moving for me is I got to tell the kids about why these memorials are there and why they look like the way that they do. And to see their awe, really, at seeing the Lincoln Memorial for me was touching. I loved taking my kids to Washington, D.C. Anytime would be great, but on July 4th, it just seemed to have some extra special meaning. Second down, I'll stay with Washington. The team name Redskins. I've been down on it for a long time, and I do like the idea that it looks like they're going to change the team name. I don't know what it's going to change to.
The Senators. We need it to be that from the replacements.
I saw maybe the idea of the word of the team, red tails, which is a bird. It could keep the same colors. I've seen that a lot with some of the other teams that have done this. St. John's Red Men became Red Storm. Orange Men became Orange. I think that could work.
You know, it's amazing to me that as many times as that conversation got brought up, that it never got changed up. You know, seriously didn't get talked about. Remember when Bob Costas would?
Sure.
Yeah, when he was talking about. I mean, that's got to be 5 or 6 years ago now.
Well, I mean, when your 3 major sponsors have put some pressure on
right,
you,
yeah.
I'm not sure if Snyder's got much of a chance to fight back against. Anyway, that's my second down. It's been a big down for a long time for me.
Second up for me, happy 41st birthday to one of my all-time favorite comedians, the one and only Kevin Hart, turning 41 today. He's got a new movie coming out on Quibi. Is that how you say it?
Oh, that thing?
That little...
Is that thing's going to die?
I was going to say, that's
really
the thing that
death.
I'm never going to be able to see it on.
Okay, so I've never heard of it. But he's coming out with this, 15-minute action comedy, kind of like how in The Office when they did Threat Level Midnight.
Yeah.
He's doing, I assume it's a version of that, so it'll be really good. Second down for me, I'll be quick with this. People that pull out in front of me while I'm driving, and nobody is behind me when they pull out in front of me, and then they don't go the speed limit. They go slow. It pisses me off.
Got to make sure I throw another birthday in there. So today is Aaron Torres' birthday.
Hey, happy birthday,
Our buddy
AT.
From AT. We'll talk to him on Friday after his Vegas vacation with his wife.
I wonder if he's going to have a drink to celebrate.
How many? Third up, here's hoping TV networks don't tape delay games too heavily. I saw Adam Silver said NBA games might be tape delayed because they don't want the curse words thrown out there. We want to hear what these games actually sound like. Let's play them live. That's enough. Third down, I think I found the worst technique for meeting women. A man in Japan has been arrested again because he's done this for the last 8-9 years. He intentionally slashes a woman's tire, all of her tires, in order to be the hero on the spot who changes her tire and get her phone number. Apparently, he's done this over 1,000 times, and he is still unmarried. He does not have a girlfriend. Folks,
that's fantastic.
Slashing a girl's tires that you're interested in does not work. Way down.
Third down for me. We already talked about this. I still haven't seen Hamilton yet, so I'll be watching that. My third up, Kobe Bryant gracing the cover of NBA 2K21 on the new next-gen PlayStation 5. Matty T, it's fixing to be an expensive fall with the new PlayStations coming out and all these new cool games coming. So, third up for me, God bless Kobe Bryant. God, I wish he was still here, but it'll be fun to get that game and have a really neat little collector's item.
You know, I saw, speaking of course, Kobe not, being around anymore, Shaq said he's not interested in taking part in a Lakers documentary because Kobe can't be a part of it.
It's hard. Yeah.
Good to be back with you guys today. Looking forward to the rest of the week. For SmackDown and Matty T, this is Phil. Get up, get out, and mask up.